Hello, ladies and gents, boys and girls, people of all ages, sexualities, and identities, and welcome back to another Doctor Who review. And we're back with Day of the Moon. Following after the events of The Impossible Astronaut, we find ourselves in this kind of post that event in a really crazy way. We start off with the Doctor being sealed into what appears to be some form of prison. Now, we're not quite sure what crime the Doctor's committed, but whatever it is, seems like the United States government is against them. Meanwhile, elsewhere, Amy and Rory are on the run, along with Riversong. It seems like they keep trying to convince Canton Delaware III that the creatures that they saw in the warehouse really existed. Canton plays it off as if he doesn't understand a clue of what they're talking about, but us as the audience soon get a feeling that there's something he's not telling us. He shoots down Amy and Rory and then chases Professor Riversong, but she decides to step off of a roof to essentially give the government a kind of I'm not going without a fight sort of stance. After Amy and Rory are dragged in with the Doctor into a soundproof room, they begin to wake up and essentially begin to question why Canton Delaware has been playing this cat and mouse game. The Doctor then explains that he's been attempting for this to happen since the very beginning due to the fact that he really badly wanted to keep the government out of what's about to happen next. The Doctor then tracks down River and manages to save her from the roof by dropping her into a swimming pool. They then go to Apollo 11, to which the Doctor begins to talk about outer space. After this, we then jump to the Doctor and the group beginning to investigate the Silence themselves. They talk about how the creatures seem to have been here for millions of years, yet no one seems to remember them or know any prior other knowledge about them. The Doctor then implants a bunch of little implants into Amy, Rory, River, and himself, so that any time that they see the creature, they can talk into the little device, and if they get captured, the device will fall off of their body, and people will be able to listen to it. Whilst investigating the orphanage, Canton Delaware and Amy find themselves up against a guy who doesn't seem to realise that the orphanage that he is currently running is abandoned, there are no children here, and it should have been closed down a very, very long time ago. He begins to talk about the children writing on the walls, and that's when we hear a little girl running across the floorboards. As we chase up on this, we soon discover a Silence that begins to try and attack Canton Delaware. Delaware manages to shoot it dead on the spot. It turns out, however, this was a diversion long enough for whoever was behind the whole incident to capture Amy Pond and take her out of the picture. We then see Amy wake up later in what appears to be the Silent ship we saw in the first half of this story, and the Doctor begins to become very angry along with Rory about whereabouts Amy has been taken to. They're not quite sure how long Amy was taken, but the version of Amy that they managed to pick up is the version that they believe to be Amy Pond. She begins to rant on about how she has been so scared for so long, and she really, really misses the Doctor and Rory. She also mocks Rory for the fact that he seems to be attached to her little recording, and says that he needs to stop spying on her. Meanwhile, going back a little bit, the Doctor manages to hatch a plan just against the Silence. He gets the Silence be captured by Canton Delaware and get him to record on a mobile phone that he will then link into a TV to broadcast the Silence's message across the world so that they can't hide anymore. The Silence begins to talk about the fact that they should fight, but the human race is too weak, so they won't do it. The human race then wakes up to this and begins to shoot them down and hunt them down everywhere in the world all at once. Any time that the human race begins to look at them, they now know exactly what they've done and will hunt and kill them to the edges of the earth. The Silence then retreat off the planet, and the Doctor manages to take down the majority of them with the help of Riversong. After rescuing Amy Pond, Canton Delaware then goes back to the President and asks him for a pardon for him and his boyfriend to get married. He explains to Kennedy that this is the only way he will ever join back the FBI and work for the President again. Kennedy then accepts this, except from he doesn't want to go too far with letting Canton Delaware get away with going around his word. The Doctor and his friends then go off in time and space, but we're left with a little prelude to the story that's about to continue. A little girl, the little girl from the astronaut suit, seems to have escaped, but she's dying in an alleyway. She begins to talk to a homeless man and point out that she can fix this. And that's when we see her regenerate. We don't know who she regenerates into yet, but it's quite clear that this is going to be a very big plotline for Series 6. So, The Day of the Moon. What did I think of this story? It definitely lands on its feet, and I feel like it's just as strong as part 1, and for that reason, I also give this a solid 10 out of 10. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next Doctor Who review, which will be The Curse of the Black Spot. So, till then, goodbye, stay beautiful, you beautiful people.